Welcome back to NSA Bulls podcast with your boy SB and Nick. And the Chicago Bulls are looking okay right now. We just beat. Who did we just play? Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Memphis Grizzlies at home in Chicago. We just took care of business. It was a good game for us. Unfortunately, we were down for a little while. And then I woke up from a nap, and the Chicago Bulls are up or just down by a few points, and we regained the lead. And then we were able to win by a significant amount. So, Nick, what did you see in that game?
Oh, man. Tale of two halves. That's how I look at it. I mean, they came out looking like a pretty let me just put it this way. The Chicago Bulls came into the game, and they couldn't defend the three pretty well. Memphis was shooting the lights out. They were shooting over 50% from three all first half. I mean, they were just knocking down shots. A lot of those shots they were making, I feel like, were late contests. They weren't necessarily coming out and closing out pretty well on that. And Memphis caught a rhythm because of that. They were really well off the high pick and roll with Ja. Ja was like really running off the corners tight, coming around those pick and rolls and finding an open shooter. And all of those guys just making outside shots like nobody's business, basically. But in the second half, the Chicago Bulls defense turned up and they just locked in defensively, and it was a complete team effort. I mean, from the box score, Levine, 30 points, 36 to be exact. DeRozan put up 31 points. So we got stellar performances offensively from both of our key guys on the offensive side of the ball. And they played really good defense, which is surprising, given that this entire season they've really been kind of lackluster or kind of mediocre on the defensive side of the ball collectively. I mean, there's instances where you see DeRozan play good defense or okay defense, but they were, getting into their man, preventing drives in the rim, and talking on defensive end. And I liked what I saw on the second half. And then the third quarter, that's where things started to shift for the Bulls. I mean, they put up 40 points in the third quarter alone, which changed the game. And then the fourth quarter, they kept that up. Typically, the Bulls this season have not been a good third quarter team. They've been a team that's pretty much lost leads in the third quarter or, couldn't really keep up with a team that was picking up the pace in that third quarter. So this was completely different than what we've seen in the past from this ball club. And
we only had one turnover, too.
One turnover.
The entire game.
One turnover the entire game. That was just amazing to see that. Yeah. When you're playing that well, there's no way you can lose a game. I mean, when you one turnover, they made Memphis commit 18 turnovers. They was just playing amazing defense and also converting on their stops. And that's the thing, we've seen them also in times this season where they would get stops and then they won't convert. Yeah. And it would just be a back and forth affair until somebody, close out the game in the fourth quarter. But in this situation, they pulled off. They played, really good team basketball. They play like a team that wants to make the playoffs. Against 7-3 in their last 10 too, so they're playing pretty good right now.
Yep, against a number 2 team in the West, the Memphis Grizzlies. So that was an impressive win.
Yeah.
And it's really good to see that they scored 70 points in the paint. The Bulls did. Because we talk about, not selling for the three all the time. So really pounding the paint is definitely something good to see. Compared to Memphis Grizzlies, there's only 36.
Yeah.
So that difference. We had some differences, the turnovers, points in the paint, and there's just the overall defensive presence that we all had collectively. Got us this 128-107 victory today against the Memphis Grizzlies. So fantastic work. Man, I love to see it, especially things starting to click right now, getting ready for the play-in tournament.
Yeah, and just like zero in on this game a little bit more. Shout out to Patrick Williams. I mean, he's played phenomenal this game. I didn't like how he played in the Lakers game, but since that game, he's picked it up. In terms of just hitting outside shots, his defensive presence was definitely there. Caruso, as you already would expect, was there too. And it was just a great team defensive effort. Typically you got instances this season where Caruso will play good defense or, Patrick Beverly, which is the newest addition on the team, he will play good defense, and then some of our key guys would not play as good a defense as they are capable of. But that wasn't the case tonight. They all played like they wanted to win this game very badly, and they played like a playoff atmosphere. Just not going down easy and turning that game over in the most pivotal moments, the third and the fourth quarter. So that was really helpful to see. Patrick Williams was knocking down outside shots. That was key for our team as well, keeping the defense honest. So Zach LaVine and DeRozan can get the one-on-one coverage, and they are one-on-one assassins when they are able to see just a one-on-one coverage in that standpoint. And like you said, Sean, just attacking the rim. And let's talk about that. Attacking the rim, what did it get them? They got them getting their, Memphis Grizzlies top guy, Jared Jackson, in foul trouble. The guy really was out there with 8 fouls. Let's just keep it real. He got his 6th foul rescinded back, which I thought was almost a pivotal moment in the game, because after that overturn of the call, Memphis went on like a 6 or 7-0 run in that situation where they hit a couple threes back to back, made the game within like 5 points, and you could just tell that they were trying to like make a comeback off of that. But the Bulls held their ground, and they was able to convert later down the stretch, and we're just happy to see them do this at home, because for me, looking at the Bulls at home, it's been very, very hard to watch because they just seem not as focused in its entirety as they are on the road. Since the All-Star break, they are one of the better teams on the defensive side of the ball.
Top team.
And they also one of the better teams on the road. But their home record isn't great, but it isn't super bad either. But right now, we need every game we can get. And right now we are currently a half game away from the 9th seed, 1 full game away from the 8th seed, which is held by the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors have just jumped the Atlanta Hawks for that 8th seed, and Toronto looks like they're trying to lock and stay in that position. They just won recently as well. The Hawks right now, as a part of this podcast being shot, they're playing the Dallas Mavericks right now, and Dallas is on a slippery slope right now as they are trying to fight for their playoff lives right now with the Luka and Kyrie experiment right now. But from a Bulls standpoint, we just want to see these guys lose games right now so we can actually, create our niche to actually move up the chain of 8th seed. And if we got lucky enough, even get into a 7th seed where we can avoid Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. So that would be nice to see. But let's just try to see if we can get in there. Obviously, if the playoffs started right now, we will be in the play-in tournament, which is good to see. But, from our talent and our capability standpoint, I believe that we are a team, if we had better coaching throughout the whole season, that we can give a lot of top teams hell just because of the talent we have and when they all play together as a unit. Kobe White balling out tonight, too.
Yeah, I really like the confidence of the team. I really like the confidence of Kobe White, like 19 points. He's aggressive and creating shots for himself and scoring. I guess he's kind of like realizing we need that and really stepping into that role very well. So 19 points off the bench for Kobe White, fantastic work. Some things I do see is Alex Caruso still with like 5 points. Like, Kobe White's not always going to get 19. He might have a game where he can just get 12. So hopefully Alex Caruso can just continue to knock down open shots. And then even Patrick Williams, 12 points. Like, that's decent. He should always be in double figures, I feel like, every game.
I agree.
At least above 10.
Yeah.
So.
Their defensive effort covered their inability to score today, and it worked out for them, especially with the monstrous scoring outputs from LaVine and DeRozan. Typically these guys are averaging about 25 a game per. So you're going to get about at least 50 points from them. But a lot of times that's not enough, and we saw today that we needed that defensive effort. I was able to kind of hold Ja a little bit down, too. He broke free a little bit. But Memphis's key driving forces, obviously Ja is the face of the franchise. Yeah. And Memphis is for sure, in the playoffs. They're not in our situation where they're fighting for their playoff lives. But Jaren Jackson is their X factor, and if you can get him in foul trouble, just like how you can get Joel Embiid in foul trouble for Philadelphia, you give yourself a chance to win that basketball game, which is exactly what we did today. Yeah. So that was really good to see that.
Memphis Grizzlies, they play hard. They play well together. Like they don't have a bunch of guys that like their names stand out, but every guy on that team plays like together and play hard, and like they make it difficult for the opposing team. And that's why we probably were down by so many points at first, because those guys, you got Ja Morant, of course, and now people are aware of Jaren Jackson. But shit, Dylan Brooks, hitting shots like early, so they spread the floor pretty well. So I mean, it was a good win, man.
Very good win. Very good win. And the details that I saw, like it looked like for the very few games this season, they looked like they looked at the scouting report and they paid attention to detail, and they were helping each other defensively. There was instances throughout the game where in the second half where I saw Ja coming off that pick again, and he was trying to make his move to get into the paint, and the help came. I saw one play in particular where he did a spin move, to create space to get that shot off, and Caruso came over there and just took the ball from him. And those are really, really key plays when you want to, extend the lead, or if you're trying to prevent a team from making a run. If you could just cut into their rhythm, and make it really hard for them to gain traction, basically. So I was really happy. We were really happy to see that. Very, very good win on a really beautiful weather here in Chicago. Day on a Sunday. So now we got Atlanta Hawks next. They currently fighting for their playoff lives, and like we said earlier, they playing Dallas Mavericks as we speak right now. Hopefully they lose that game.
It's really good to see Beverly really having an effect on the team. Like even Kobe, he mentioned after today's game, after the win, that Patrick Beverly is he's really been a big help since he came in, and the aggressiveness and just the tenacity they've been playing with. And this has been paying dividends, man, because we're gelling at the right time. It's a good thing we do have this play-in now, because that's we're gonna benefit from that.
Man, tell me about it.
Because if we didn't have the play-in, we would definitely be biting our nails right now a little bit. Because that eighth seed might be a challenge. I mean, it's possible, but it's not going to be easy. And it's going to have to do a little bit with luck and who the other teams that's fighting for that eighth seed, who they're going to be playing. So, I mean, obviously we do want to kind of keep leveling up, build these wins while we get into the playoffs. But shit, hey, we're going to see.
Yeah, we're going to see. We got another game against Atlanta. Atlanta, that is, at home. Hopefully they can duplicate what they put out, and that's just two elite guards seeing back-to-back, one Ja Morant and then the next one being Trae Young. It's going to be a tough out because Atlanta is desperate, so they're going to play desperate basketball. Memphis, I don't feel like they were as desperate, but we'll see what happens if Chicago can keep the same energy going into Tuesday's contest, that is, and keep that up. Because after they play Atlanta, then they got the Dallas Mavericks, which is also a team that is fighting for their playoff lives. And then after they got that, they got Milwaukee, then they got Dallas, and then they actually have Detroit. So Detroit's a sign-off game at the end of the regular season.
4 games left at the end of the season.
And out of those four games, we got Atlanta, Milwaukee, and Dallas, who are for sure. Milwaukee's not fighting for their playoff lives, but they are a championship contending team. And you might be catching these kind of teams getting into their playoff mode, even though Milwaukee doesn't need the victory. They might be in a situation where they're trying to keep their number 1 seed versus giving it up to Boston. So that home court advantage is what they probably are looking for right now.
I mean, I feel like we should win that game because knowing the Bucks, they might not even play Giannis.
It's possible. It's possible, but Milwaukee also is a well-oiled machine where they focus. They may not be able to beat you, but they will make it really hard for you to win that basketball game, right? Because they have a full, cohesive team. And it's really a mind game for the Bulls, right? Because that's what they've been battling all year round. I mean, even Kobe White even admitted to it in the post game. He was like, we just got tired of losing. We're tired of losing these games by our own merit. Basically saying that we've lost a lot of games because we wouldn't convert.
We're losing games
rather than the other team just taking it from us, basically. Right. If they can keep that mindset that they had today, going into the next few games, then it's going to be good. My bet is they will, because they know what position they're in right now, and they've been playing really good basketball since the All-Star break, and with the addition of Patrick Beverly. So let's go, Bulls. Let's keep it up.
It's crazy. So you got the Hawks fighting for a play-in or a playoff spot, and then also Dallas Mavericks. And the Dallas Mavericks, man, they probably really desperate for some wins.
Man,
it would be pretty embarrassing if they can't even get up to the 10th seed.
Yeah, especially coming off that Western Conference berth that they had last year. They was a one series away from the NBA Finals. Just the turnaround that they've made. They obviously, as we well know and everybody knows, they lost Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson's in New York. New York is a playoff team now. He's been balling out. I think he just had 48 points a couple nights ago. So he's balling out of control. And although Kyrie's a better player, he might not necessarily be as good of a fit as Jalen Brunson is right now. What was for Dallas, but Dallas is their problem is defense. That's what I think. I think their problem is defense, and they're not able to stop players. Spencer Dinwiddie getting off that team too in the trade for Kyrie Irving. That's kind of like relegated their defense a little bit. Like they've lowered down in the defensive side, and this is the time of the year where you need to be able to get stops. I mean, you need them all year round, but everybody's trying to fight for playoff seeding, or like the Milwaukee Bucks are trying to lock in concrete the number one seed in their conference. So let's see what happens. Right now, it's only 1 minute left in this Dallas and Atlanta Hawks game.
It's shaky times, man. We need Dallas to beat the Hawks, but it doesn't seem like they might be able to pull it off. But.
I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, they're pretty frustrated over there in Dallas right now. I mean, the point production is there, but the stops aren't getting there.
It'd be a disappointing year for Dallas if they can't even make the play-in. Not the play-in. Couldn't even get the 10th seed.
But speaking of that conference, when you talk about like Dallas, who has jumped in there as the Lakers, I thought the Lakers were dead in the water, and they are now the 8th seed. Some people feel like it's a conspiracy with that, just because they got a huge free throw differential versus every team in the league. I think they like plus 400 or something like that in terms of how many free throws they get. And I'm not sure what Anthony Davis' health is. I think he just went down against the Minnesota Timberwolves in that game. Wow, what just happened?
Kyrie
Irving is sensational. I know we talk about the Bulls a lot, and we are Bulls fans, die hard, but got to get credit where credit is due. This man is sensational.
Can't guard him.
Offensive skill set.
99.
Not gonna lie, he might be top 10 offensive skill set of all time.
Shit, top 5.
We're not talking about points per game for those who listen to our podcast. We're talking about tendencies. Like,
top 3.
We're talking about when a guy is getting guarded, like, do you want to force him left? Do you want to force him
number
right?
1.
No, he ain't number 1. Because the only reason I don't give him number 1 is because of his height.
But
I feel like it don't compromise him anyway. But I feel like when we talk about, in the history of the game.
So we saying offensive? You didn't say offensive package, did you? What did you say?
Yeah, I said like top 10 offensively skilled players in league history. I don't think that's far fetched.
It's an argument that he could be number 1. I mean, he's probably more skilled offense. He probably had more moves than Kobe. He probably got more moves than Mike. He probably got more moves than KD. He probably got the most moves in NBA history.
Yeah, he got some crazy moves, man. He got some stuff that's just like you did, and he pull it out so quick.
He got stuff that you don't try in a real game.
Exactly.
But he practices it,
and he's super ambidextrous. I mean, you got guys that are really good with their offhand, right? He plays basketball equally good with both of his hands.
He can shoot with the left, probably.
Yeah, that's what makes him dangerous. Like with a great guard, like he's right-handed or left-handed. He's looking for that foul again.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Trae Young fan because I just feel like. The way the league is played nowadays, he really benefit off of it because he's such a small guard and
flop around, get fouls.
Oh my God, he's get a little too exaggerated.
He is skilled though, but he does a lot of flopping.
Tell me about it.
But shit, if I was
I'm Luka needing to get his ball to Kyrie.
If I wasn't a Bulls fan, I'd be mad at how DeRozan plays. If I was the opposing team fan.
Oh yeah.
But nah, I mean, you feel me though? Like DeRozan, his game is kind of like he be getting a lot of bailout fouls, bro.
Yeah, he get those calls. He get those calls. I'm not gonna like sit up here and act like he doesn't. He does get those calls, but the thing with him is that he does like the old man game. He has an old man game, like a Paul Pierce elbow. I'm looking to get there. I'm looking to get you off balance, and he tries to win off savvy. What I'm talking about is like players like Trae Young, for example. He doesn't have advantages in height. He doesn't have advantage in a lot of things. He's a very speedy guard, but because he get tapped a little bit, it get over exaggerated, and then exactly, and then he knows it, and then he's like, I'm going to the foul line.
Yeah, he's like a surgeon at that shit.
Exactly, he's in some big free throws.
But shit, he's amazing at the pick and roll though.
Mm-hmm.
Trae Young, he's amazing at the pick and roll.
Oh yeah. A lot of these guards that we have to face or are in the league, the top echelon guards, they are really good in that pick and roll. Pass.
Damn, I seen that he missed it.
He smoked it, man. He smoked it.
Bro, that was short. It's .1. This shit over with, bro.
Game is over. Christian Wood lost the game for him.
This shit over with.
I mean, you can't relegate things to one play.
0.1 second.
So we're watching the game hoping the Atlanta Hawks lose. Okay, this is a little different than we typically do on our podcast, but we are hoping they lose because every game matters for our Bulls right now. Christian Wood just jagged these free throws, man. He probably won a passing violation. I mean, a free throw violation.
Would you get a Luka jersey?
I don't get any current player jerseys because they change. You never know when they're gonna be on a different team. I don't do that. American Express got like a whole program now for stuff like this because the players leave teams so much, and it's they right. But from a fan standpoint, when we was growing up, you buy a jersey for a player because you knew they was gonna be on that team for a minute,
right?
And
get your money's worth.
But now they got a jersey exchange program, for their credit cards.
I guess you can just look at it differently. Like it doesn't matter if they're on that team or not. I still like the player. I like them when they were playing at that particular moment on that team.
Yeah. That's what you have to think now because they do it so much now. Yeah. See, before it was like you knew a guy was going to be on the team about at least 7-8 years.
It's going to be a current jersey.
Exactly. It's going to be a current jersey for a little bit of time. Right. Like remember back in the day, you bought Kevin Garnett, Minnesota Timberwolves. At the time you bought that jersey, he still didn't lead that team for another like 5-6 more years after that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like that ain't the same. They ain't the same nowadays. I mean, you wouldn't expect Dallas to trade Luka. That won't ever happen. But he might not want to be there no more at some point. So
and like I have a Kyrie jersey when he was on the Boston Celtics. I have that jersey. He did 1 year, right, or 2 years?
I think he did like 2, but it felt like 1 because he was hurt a lot for the second year.
Yeah.
0.4 left on the clock.
And it's damn. You get a ball to Kyrie. You better get a ball to Kyrie.
Luka probably like, I don't want to get a ball to Kyrie. I want to get a ball to me.
I think Luka taking it out
Pass
though.
to himself.
Right. Bounce out somebody back.
I'm playing. That'd be super selfish.
I hope Dallas wins this game. I hope Dallas wins this game. Bro.
I hope they do too.
Okay.
I hope they do too. We need Atlanta to lose as many games as possible right now.
They better get a tip in. Damn.
They're not gonna convert this. This is a Derek Fisher type play right here. 0.4.
Give it to Kyrie, bro.
Where is Kyrie?
He probably right here. Oh, he right there.
Then you just set the screen. He just shoot. Let's see what happens. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is interesting. I don't know. They're in Atlanta. Atlanta needs a victory. Mm-hmm. I don't expect the referees to just give this to Dallas right now.
Who else we got? We got the Suns playing again today against the Thunder.
Hey, what you think about the Suns, man? They say they 5-0 with Kevin Durant in the lineup.
They clicking. They're the favorites right now, I think, right?
Yeah, they're the favorites.
Oh shit! The 76ers and the Bucks playing. Whoa.
Go back to the Dallas game though. It's pivotal right now.
JaVale McGee ties it at 123. And now Atlanta again. Same scenario.
Dallas got lucky. They got lucky.
They did get lucky.
You can advance the ball.
Usually plays don't go like that where you get 2 cracks at it within less than a second. You know.
For a drill. You do have time to catch it and shoot it at point right.
I want to see this 76ers Bucks game, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
What a crazy.
I don't know if Joel Embiid is playing though.
I think he is. Let's see. He is playing.
Okay. Yeah, he just didn't want to play against Jokic.
And Giannis is playing.
Mavericks fans, Hawks fans.
So the season's almost over. That's another thing I want to bring up.
MVP?
MVP.
Joel Embiid.
Yeah, Joel Embiid.
I think he's gonna get it. I think he has like the slight edge right now.
I would give it to Giannis over him. I give it to Giannis. The reason why I would give it to Giannis is because his team is number 1 in the East. His team has dominated in the second half of the season. Right? They went on like a 15-game winning streak at one point. Then the game I went to, because I was at a Bucks game. You know, for all those who watch TikTok, I was at a Bucks game. Right? The man put up a triple double and went 100% from the field. 100% from 3, 100% from the free throw line.
For real?
Yeah, he didn't miss a shot.
Wait, he hit a 3?
He hit a 3 too.
Wow. Well, I mean,
it was like low key too. I mean,
it's a big. You can definitely give it to him, but shit, I'd rather see Joel Embiid get it.
Yeah.
But that don't mean that's the right thing.
Let's go, Dallas. Let's get Atlanta Hawks out of here, please. Let's get them out of here. Don't nobody want to see Atlanta. Okay. I'm biased. Okay, I'm biased. I want the Chicago Bulls to be in the playoffs. That's the reason why I'm saying that. But let's go. Let's go, Dallas. Let's get them out of here. Tournament, we got NBA playoff atmosphere, even though it ain't the playoffs yet.
It's in the air.
It's in the air. Season is transitioning right now. So
I feel like Giannis down there might get MVP.
I think he should get MVP. I mean, I just feel like Embiid is always in the running. But
he's never.
Sometimes throughout the season, he'll do stuff that just like, this isn't MVP-esque. Like, he should, like, I can't hang
I don't think it's
on one game.
I don't even
like,
think it's that. I don't think it's that, though. I think it's just
I just think
Giannis is the slightly better player.
I think Joel Embiid is the new Patrick Ewing. Like, I mean, he's the Patrick Ewing of his era.
Shit, he better than Patrick Ewing, though.
What I'm trying to say is this, bro. He could be better than Patrick Ewing. He could be more skilled, but for the purposes of the era he plays
dealing with the people that
he's dealing with cats that's just better. That's just it. They just better. Like Patrick Ewing was. He probably had about 2 seasons in the league. He could have been MVP.
I feel like
Hakeem Olajuwon's better. Jordan is better.
I feel like it's not many players better than Joel Embiid in the NBA. Probably just Giannis right now.
Giannis is better. KD is better when he's healthy.
KD ain't better than Joel right now.
KD is better. I mean,
probably. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he is.
I understand what you're saying.
He's just not as consistent.
I understand what you're saying.
But he is, though. He is better than.
I get what you're saying. I just feel like
shit. Not even a Jokic is better than Joel.
That can be debatable.
He's just on a better team with a better system.
He is the system.
He is the system.
He is the system.
I don't know. I guess I like Joel. I think it's just like a whatever you like.
I feel like it's a conference thing, though, too. I feel like if Embiid... how should I put it? I feel like Embiid is always going to be right there.
I feel like Joel Embiid's game is just aesthetically pleasing.
It is.
That's why people pull for him, because it just look better.
It does look good. He has a great...
It looks better. Like he has the fluidity going with the jump shot.
He don't put it all together a lot sometimes. What I mean by that is, like, I'm talking about leadership, offensive prowess, all of that. Like, he don't do that.
I think it's just the system, bro. You got the Bucks and the Denver Nuggets have way better systems, togetherness, camaraderie compared to the 76ers. They still trying to form an identity, the 76ers.
Well, they've been playing good basketball all season long.
Yeah, but it's like the culture of the Bucks and the Denver it runs deeper.
Yeah. Well, I think we're making valid points. I just think personally that Giannis is just the better player.
I think Giannis is better. I don't think
he's just a better player, and he's in his conference. So I think it makes it really hard for Embiid when another guy like you could put up these numbers, and another guy in your conference is putting up those same numbers, similar but winning more. And it's like, MVP is always a remedy of the stats plus the winning. Mm-hmm. So when you factor that in, and then he's a champion as well, it just, like I said, that's why I say he's playing the Patrick Ewing role.
I feel like he could do just what Giannis does if he was on the Bucks instead of Giannis.
You saying if they swap roles? I don't think so. The reason why I don't think so is because Giannis, like I said with Jokic, is the system for Milwaukee. The way their offense runs is he gonna go head straight to the basket.
That's how Joel is too.
No, Joel is more finesse.
But he's
more strength. He's more finesse.
The system runs through him. And he can go. He goes in when he wants.
We also missing the chemistry factor, right? See, I remember when the Bulls had Derrick Rose and Pau Gasol on the team. This is like 2015, right, with Jimmy Butler, right? Mm-hmm. Remember in the first round we had to see Giannis and Chris Middleton. That seemed like eons ago, right? But that was about 8 to 9 years ago, right? All that time, Chris Middleton and Giannis, they just getting better year after year after year after year after year. So it's hard to say, well, you just swap out that player and pop him in, right? Because Giannis been putting in work with the same team with his co-star.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
his advantage compared to Joel, though. Joel doesn't have that dynamic.
But that's part of Joel's fault, though, too.
I mean, it's not.
Because a lot of times early in his career, he wasn't always available.
That's not his fault.
You
that's
just
not
lose,
his fault.
So you just lose the chemistry.
That's not his fault.
It is his fault.
Injuries?
Your body's your money. That's your fault.
Not his fault.
It is his fault.
Injuries can be
body's your money. Just like Anthony Davis, if he always on the ground rolling, that's his fault.
Injury could be freak accidents.
Injuries can be, but when you be missing a lot of time, and you a star player, because think about it, we Bulls fans, right? We understand Lonzo Ball being hurt is not his fault, but at some point, it ruins the chemistry of the team and what it can be. Because you're not available. Your best ability is your availability. You ain't always on the court. The team it's hard to build the team around you, right? And then when you are on the court, it's like you a dog, but then it's like you come out. Now in this season, I will give you credit. That ain't really the situation with Embiid. I'm talking about from a career standpoint.
Right.
I think his first 3 years in the league, the man won hooping.
This is his best season, especially like durability and reliability.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I think eventually Embiid will crack an MVP. I don't know if it'll be this season. If he gets it this season, I'm not gonna be like up in like air, like pissed off and nothing like that. I feel like he's a hell of a player. I just be looking like, damn, it's just always somebody that's a notch better. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say he gives me Patrick Ewing vibes, because when you look at Patrick Ewing's career, you be like, man, he should have been like, he finished his career with no championship rings and no MVPs, but he's still a dog. But it's like when you wonder, like, damn, who did he have to fight for these damn MVPs? And we can just take Jordan off of it. I mean, Jordan was taking them, but just in his position, like Hakeem Olajuwon,
I don't think that's going to be
David Robinson. You're like, damn, like, it's kind of hard to like.
I guess for right now, you can say that, make that comparison, but overall for his career, I don't think Joel's going to be in that type of spot. Joel, his talent is just too great, man.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal talent, and like you said, you do got an aesthetically pleasing game because he can shoot from the outside, he can shoot the mid range. He basically
any shot is good for him.
I mean, let's just put it this way: him and Anthony Davis are basically the same type player.
Not even.
It's just
not
Embiid
even.
more prowess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that make a difference though.
What I'm trying to say is they both have offensive gifts, but they also tend to get hurt. They tend to get hurt. Now Anthony Davis more dramatic with it though. Yeah. But they both be missing time. Like
but shit, Joel's not missing significant time like that, bro. He's not even like at this point. He's not even injury prone. He's not even considered to be injury prone right now, because he's not. He might miss some games, but shit, every player miss some games.
All right, so let me ask you a question. So peak, say injuries, what even a problem? Embiid, Anthony Davis, who you taking?
Without any doubt in my mind, I'm definitely taking Joel Embiid, bro.
Really?
Hell yeah. What?
I feel like it's a tough one. I feel like it's a tough one. I feel like it's like one of those Kyrie versus Dame conversations. You see what I'm saying? The reason why I say that is because I feel like Embiid has led his team,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Anthony Davis had the chance when he was with the Pelicans, stuff like that, and they went to the playoffs. But then you ask yourself, who are you going against in the Western Conference, right? Like, I remember the first round, he was seeing the Golden State Warriors. Like, this is before they won a championship, but it's like they were still a formidable team. But I think it's a worthy debate. You know, you talk about two bigs with elite talent. Because I think, you know, Anthony Davis put up some numbers this season, even though he always on the ground and like rolling around. But he's put up games. He's put up games. He put up 48 and like 20 rebounds. Like, he be doing that stuff. Like, damn,
Bro, he ain't better than Joel, bro. Joel down there dunk.
we
on
might
his
have to
ass.
ask a poll or something. And ask.
Joel would dunk on him and embarrass him.
I don't know if he would embarrass him.
Man, embarrass him.
I think they both. I mean, I think that's the real swap out you could say. I feel like if you swap out Anthony Davis on Philadelphia, would they be as good? I don't know.
Joe, I mean, Anthony Davis might be one of the most overrated players ever in NBA history.
Really?
Low key. Just a little bit. Just a little overrated. You know what I'm saying? He has these monster games like you just said, yeah, but shit, he can't do it by himself. He can't lead a team by himself. So he can't even be in Joel Embiid's position, bro. If he was on the 76ers right now, bro, they would be probably trash. Low key.
You know what? I think I'll agree with you only in the sense of what I just used for the Giannis argument with like chemistry.
Yeah.
You know, Philly. He been with Philly for so many years. It's just that the difference between Embiid and Giannis, though, that chemistry is even more of a factor because it's like he don't take games off ever. Like he don't really be taking games off like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like your team knows they getting out of you night in, night out. Super dependable.
Yeah, he's the most reliable player.
And he put the
superstar in the
guarded
NBA.
numbers up too. He be like, damn.
Most reliable superstar in the NBA is Giannis. And that's why Giannis is probably the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, he might be the best in the league. He might be the best in the league.
You know what I'm saying?
But I don't have a
And-
problem
and-
with anybody saying
and
they say Curry, and I get it because of on a career standpoint. But
I go by dominance as well. That has to be a factor, bro. That dominance has to be a factor, bro. And I know you can dominate in like 3-point shooting and ability, but Giannis could be more dominant in more areas compared to like Stephen Curry.
yeah,
And that's even with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is a dominant player sometimes, but not all in all, he's not a top 5 player in the NBA right now. He's not even in the conversation with like a Joel Embiid.
that's because he be missing too many games.
And he doesn't play well all the time.
That's a valid point. But that's why I said, like, if you took injuries off, because both of them have like an injury history, right? Like a severe injury history. Like we missing time, right? But you know, you just.
I guess it's preference.
It's a lot of talent in the league, man.
It's damn near preference.
Just give the ball to Tucker.
Give the ball to Kyrie.
Give the ball
Yeah,
to
what's
Tucker.
that from?
Hey, I don't remember that.
Give the ball
Just
to
give
Kyrie
the ball to Kyrie
and get out the way.
Like, not trying to.
I trust Kyrie.
And Kyrie, we trust.
Yeah, I trust him with a lot of shit.
And Kyrie, we trust. Hey, man, just clear the ball.
Yeah, I
Give him the
trust
ball.
him with a lot of
as long
shit,
as he ain't got no
man.
double team. You don't get double because, you know.
Take foul. Let's play some defense a little bit.
See what I'm saying? His defense needs to get better. If I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, I love Luka for everything he brings offensively. I love the fact he can fill an arena
Should
up
ask for
and he
more.
can make us relevant. Yeah. But he got to learn how to play some defense, man. His defense, he looked like he remind me of Steve Nash out there when he played defense. You'd be like, come on, man. But it's no excuse for him because you a big guard. Play some defense. Do they not teach that? Like, play some defense.
He's from Euro, don't play defense.
Play defense. Your defense has gotten to get better because a lot of times it ain't just him, but it's just like he don't help on that end of the court, and because he's not helping on the end of the court, this is what you get. Where you got to win a game where y'all got 130 points. Whenever you score 130 points, you should win the game. First of all, like I mean.
This is a different
Your
time.
defense has got to get better.
Yeah, they ain't got no defense. Luka gives off that vibe like he's like a pampered overseas superstar. He's just used to getting every call because he's like a offensive talent.
Yeah.
So he expects a lot to go his way.
Yeah.
And he probably not putting in the work to be a defensive player, a good defensive player.
Yeah, and my thing is you don't gotta be a Tony Allen, but you gotta be able to stay in front of your man when pivotal points of the game come up.
Right.
You stay in front of your man, because when you can't stay in front of your man, you compromise everything. Please, Atlanta, lose tonight. Lose the game, because I wanted to lose tonight and then lose us in Chicago, and then they could be in the 10th seed, and then we'd be in that 9th seed.
Oh, so even if they lose tonight.
If they lose tonight, we'll be
tied.
We'll be tied.
And they got the tiebreaker. Or do we?
That's a good question. I got to look back. Because they won one game against us early this season, and then we won a game. We both had a buzzer beater game against each other. But then we go into Tuesday's matchup, and then we get to say, all right, win that game, then that will hurdle us over.
You'll clearly be over.
Be over. So we need them to lose today.
Because they lose tonight, they will be tied.
Because we won today.
I just want to know what it say if they lose, who would be in the 9th spot.
You said if they lose?
Yeah. Man, we're tied. I wonder who would be in the 9th spot, who would be in the 10th spot.
We would be, no, they would still be, I think, no, that's a good question, because you're talking about the whole tiebreaker situation.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't know.
I got to look at that and find out.
Hey, how you feel about Dwayne Wade?
Well, he's well deserving to get into the Hall of Fame.
Now, how you feel about his character now?
I'm not a big Dwayne Wade fan like that.
He's a little soft now, a little zesty.
Oh, yeah. Dwayne Wade. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, though, Tony Parker's in there.
Paul Gasol, too.
Paul Gasol is in there. Very deserving players. Dwayne Wade as well. Tony Parker, don't nobody talk about him enough, man. Tony Parker, for those who really know basketball, Tony Parker is, to me, a top 15 point guard of all time. Top 15.
You could definitely say that.
His resume, people always say, well, he played on the Spurs. Like, bro, he was the reason why they won. Right. Not the reason, but one of the main reasons why they won.
Right.
He got a Finals MVP and 4 rings. I mean,
he was doing his job every night.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, it's no comparison. But if you take the
foul,
see who's a foul on? You can't touch him. See what I'm saying? You can't touch him. But see, here's my rebuttal, right? When we talk about eras of basketball, I'm not saying that like I'm stuck on like the old era. I appreciate the new era, but I've been hearing people say stuff like, "Oh, the league is more talented now." When I look at guys like Trae Young, there's no way he's going to be what he's doing right now back then. Not even 20 years ago. We ain't got to go to
probably
the 90s.
Would, though, bro.
No, he wouldn't. The reason why I say that is because the way they played defense back then, like a Chauncey Billups, Trae Young would have been coming off the bench. He wouldn't have been like
he would have been a starter.
He would have been no starter.
Yes, he would have.
He would have been no starter. Because the way they played defense back then,
he would have adjusted.
No, he wouldn't have.
Yes, he would have. He would have adjusted for the times.
He would have been like an updated Speedy Claxton.
And then his offense is so potent, he would have been pulling that bitch from half court. They'd be like, who is this guy? He from the future.
No. I don't believe that. The reason why I don't believe that is because he need a lot of space to operate. He's exactly what the league wants, right? He need a lot of space to operate. He's not the kind of guy that if you crowd the space, he's still going to be getting a lot of buckets. Sure, any offensive player that you can think of is going to get a bucket on somebody D'ing up a little bit, right? We get all that. What I'm talking about is play after play after play. So you telling me that he would get 30 on the Detroit Pistons teams in the mid-2000s?
Bro, let's be realistic. All those teams back then weren't all that.
It ain't about all of that. It's just about defense. Okay. And what they allow defensive players to do. Like, what I'm trying to say is that they don't allow defense to play defense no more. So they wanted the offensive game for the viewership. Bro, like guys like Bruce Bowen, all those kind of guys, they not even going to be able to do what they can do. Yeah. Like Bruce Bowen was able to do some slick stuff that they don't even allow you to do no more.
I just feel like, And then it's like, I just feel like they would have been able to adjust.
I don't know. I mean,
you're going to have to adjust. And then they so crafty.
I don't think everything is about adjusting. I think it's about like the referees calling calls the right way. They don't give defense any type of leverage no more. So, game over.
Luka for the loss.
So the Dallas Mavericks have lost. We wanted them to win. We're happy the Bulls won today. It's been a great Bulls game. Now we also see other NBA games, but that's pretty much it. In terms of that game, Atlanta is still ahead of us right now in the playoff seeding right now. But we got them on Tuesday, so they're gonna come guns blazing, for Tuesday's matchup in Chicago. And please, Chicago, bring that energy you brought today against Memphis in the second half of the game. Bring that for all 48 minutes against Atlanta, because Atlanta is going to play like it's Game 7. They're going to play like it's Game 7 because they need the game. Mm-hmm. So, what else you want to add into?
Man, I think that's about it. I'm just excited. NBA, the playoffs to be ramping up. Just see what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm even happy for the Lakers, to be honest. Like, I'm happy for the organization. Like, they've been playing well, and it's deserving too. Like, it's not like some bullshit. They've been like winning games on some bullshit. They got a legit squad, bro. Like, their roster is legit.
D'Angelo Russell, he's playing pretty good for them. He's back at home. He's real confident, streaky shooter.
Even Austin Reeves is going crazy. Like, you can rely on Austin Reeves to play well. You can rely on Malik Beasley to hit a good volume of threes. Like, Vanderbilt, shit, they got a whip.
They got a former Bulls player, Troy Brown, as well.
And he's been playing. It's surprising because he's been playing decent.
Oh, Troy Brown,
yeah, but he was weak on the Bulls though.
No, he just probably wouldn't get enough minutes. But Billy Donovan is also my issue as being a Bulls fan, us being Bulls fans. It's just that he don't coach enough for us. I mean, he just, a lot of times you're just looking like they just winning games just off doing what they got to do out there. But, the coaching needs to get better, and it won't for the rest of the season. But, he seemed like he real secure in his job. Let's just put it that way. But that's about it, man. Wrap it up.
Yes, sir.
And to say Bulls Podcast, please like, share, and subscribe. We are on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, which is the least of all of those in terms of attention, in terms of traction, that is. But, please give us a shout out and like and subscribe. We'll see y'all as the playoffs go in and the play-in tournament that the Bulls will be partaking in, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, man. We'll see y'all next time. Yes, sir.